So we've seen quite a number of improvements since we started. The idea is that we want to be able to help the churches to reach that standard, and then to see if the leadership can really support. The church leadership have to pay attention to the media team now, because if you are preaching to 100 people indoor, you are not actually preaching to 100. If you are doing live streaming, you are preaching to times 10 of the number. Hi guys, so today I've started my media tour, and I remembered that I have to start on a Saturday. It was in the evening. So quickly I wanted to go to a church that is near me. We've made the calls and they agreed that we come in. Now this is one of the challenges I face when I want to visit churches. So sometimes you call the media head and they don't want you to come, okay? My purpose of coming around is just to shoot with you guys and then add my cameras. So I'll be adding about 3 cameras and shoot with you for you to see the difference in the production. So this Sunday we went to the Church of Pentecost. That's my church, so it's easy to get permission from them. So I went to Church of Pentecost, Achimota English Assembly. Now when I entered, I've made some observations. You know, they have nice place. You see that they have LED screen at the front, one big one, 2 at the side. And so we added 3 cameras to their production. We also use the Rodecaster video as the switcher, and then they were also using the Azasoo stream. So we connected ours and then connected it to their Azasoo stream. Okay. Now my observation is that the projection team is up and then the video production team is down, which I advise them they should be able to put everything together so that it's easy for communication, because they have to send the feed up with a transmitter. Now one nice thing I like about this place, and we after the shoot, I met with them, we had a discussion. It was a fruitful discussion. This is my first time I was able to get the leadership to sit in with us for us to have a discussion on the challenges they are facing and the things they need to be able to improve production. And I can say that the leadership was so helpful. They came in, they gave their promises. They said, no, just bring what you want and we will get it for you. So it was a very interactive session, and I'm going to show you that video and the things we talk about. But in general, this should I say, it's a young media team that if the church is able to help them with the right tools that they need, they will be able to do what their auditorium tool is nice with the screen. And surprisingly, the front, one thing I realized that they use footer panels, the black one, to do the front, and it was so nice. Okay, so the other thing they also have to add is lighting, and we have also talked about that. So it was just a nice experience. For the first time starting this church media tour, this is my first time I've been to a place where I have the leadership join in to have the discussion, and I promise them I'll be passing through every time I'm free to teach them. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go to the session where we talk about some of the challenges and some of the advice I have given. And so if you want me to also come to your church, please kindly let me know. The challenge is when you tell the media head, then they'll be pulling and all of that. They want to tell the pastor, but I'm not there to cause any problem. I'm just there to see your production, and then we talk about what you need to improve on the quality of your production. Stay tuned and watch the entire interaction. Thank you. Thank you. So my name is Andrew Azasoo. I'm the convener of the Church Media Masterclass. Yeah, so those of you who were there last year, you probably have seen me. And then I came with 3 guys. Most of them are in my office, but they also 2 worship at PIWC Atomic. That's Bernard, Jeffrey, and then Wanda.
So, Eric, you've done the introductions. And I first of all asked if anybody had comment for what the session we had today. If you saw anything different that you want to speak about, or saw something that you need maybe some light to be thrown on, the floor is still open for that.
I can get everybody's name.
Okay.
Yes, so.
That's fine.
And then when you mention the department or the unit within the media team, what you do.
Alright. So we can also introduce ourselves. We started from here. Introduce yourself. Yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Philip, and I'm part of the projection.
Projection, okay.
Oh, my name is Victor. Sorry. I'm also part of the media team. So my name is Brad, also part of the media team.
The media team. But within the media team, do you have a unit? Within the media team, what do you do?
I did the camera.
Okay.
So he mans the main camera.
Okay.
Great. That's great.
Okay.
He's also with the.
But you haven't found where you want to be.
No,
yet.
he's with
Okay.
the-
Photographer, okay.
I'm engineer, so I'm part of the
Okay. Camera, okay.
We are introducing ourselves.
My name is NK. I'm on the National Media Ministry.
Okay. That's the Church of Pentecost.
Yes.
Okay, so the floor is still open for comments. If no comments,
I see a lot of times that the media work in the church is just subjected to the technicalities.
It's what?
It's just subjected to the technicalities.
Okay.
I hardly see media work being done in the church with proper direction, unless, of course, maybe we go to PCC and there is a program where chairman is around and we see proper direction for, the control of something.
Okay.
If we can break it down to maybe some locals or whatever. I'm yet to see what church media masterclass what you have on the church is yet to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've not heard of us?
I've seen you a couple of times.
Oh,
on
okay.
social media.
Yeah. So I think I get the point he's trying to make. In terms of if it's my business, I think there is somebody who is directing. There is something we call a switcher, somebody who is doing switching. There is somebody who is actually doing the directing to be able to get the shot. But when it comes to the church, I think we just do it. So the person switching is the same person doing the directing, and then we just pick any shot that we want without a proper direction. We'll look at that quickly. I don't want us to spend a lot of time here though. You haven't introduced your leader.
yes. So I think we did introductions.
Sorry, I think I was on the call. Okay, I'm Raymond.
Okay.
But I love the online transmission. So I have to do online transmission.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm Daniel, also with the online transmission.
Okay.
And I think we've left our chief technical.
Yes, I think he's the one I saw in the morning. He was running around.
Okay, I'm also I'm part of the
Okay.
So as for him, he plays along
All the side, yeah. Those are the busy people. Okay, that's fine.
So since the comments are not coming, we'd
Yeah.
like you
Okay.
to show us a
Okay.
few things you observed.
Okay.
Our setup, from our setup to what we did. If there's any improvements, any feedbacks you have to give us.
That's fine.
I was going to mention that I think we're trying to get the deciding order
To join. Okay.
We can continue.
Okay, that's fine. We can start.
Yeah, I think we'll reserve the gadgets we need to improve the last part when they come.
Okay. So thank God today I'm here. I think last year we did master class. Before then I was going to some churches. I've been to most of the PIs where we shoot with them, and then I think some of them for now I think there's a little improvement in terms of the leadership. So I think PCC, PRWC, ATTC. Yes, I've seen that. I think they bought a gimbal. They bought a gimbal to introduce. Then Graceland too. So we've seen quite a number of improvements since we started. The idea is that we want to be able to help the churches to reach that standard, and then to see if the leadership can really support. The issue that cut across is the money. When the church wants to release the money, it's difficult. Some of the churches, if it's not just Pentecost, if you go to some of the churches, they pay attention to the media team a lot. So when I was at Victory Bible Church, where are they? They are at Aoshi. Yes. You see that they are using black magic cameras, these studio black magic cameras, and if you see the quality of the video on the screen, you will realize that yes, they are really doing well. Okay. When it comes to the Church of Pentecost, sometimes, you know how our structure is in terms of money and all of that, it's sometimes difficult for money to be released. And all of you can attest to the fact that sometimes you give budget, every year they will ask you for budget, and you write a lot of things and nothing happens. Okay, it's normal, it's the money. If you watch my TikTok, I did an interview with Augustine, and I was asking him that the cameras are added to the production and what they are doing, is there any difference? And he was saying that, oh, the camera, the sharpness and all of that. I think last year I was doing more of the gimbal with them, and then when we did the recommendation, they bought 2 mirrorless cameras to add. But this time, because of the recommendation, they bought new items. My aim is to come around the churches to see the things that you can improve on. I don't know everything, so normally what I do is that we have a chat to see where the area that you can improve on. So quickly, I will talk about some few observations. Then we'll see how best it can be solved. Okay, the first thing I noticed when I came in, you guys have a very big screen. You have screens. Your front is black, which is standard, and so that is a plus for you guys. Anybody who walk in here will see that, oh yes, the facility is good. You are even more than just an assembly. I think with the number I've seen in the morning and the number I've seen right now, I think the leadership should even push it to be a PIWC more of, I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah, but I think it can serve as a worship center. The other thing is, today you guys were obeying the banning on the drumming, so there is no dancing. I wish we would dance more. I like the way the choir was able to minister. They did it more of a cappella. Yes, that was very nice. Okay, so my first observation that has to do with the media is I've realized that there's a disconnect between the projection team and then the production. That's my first observation. So I'm thinking if you have a common room. My name is Andrew. Okay. I am a convener of Church Media Masterclass, so which we organized last year. Okay. So what I do these days is to go around the churches to see the setup they have, and then we have a conversation where they can improve and some of the things they can put in place. Fortunately, I'm just behind the Vodafone office here. Oh, okay. So I normally pass here. So yesterday we couldn't go to PI at Atomic, and then we decided that we'll come and shoot. Yes, yeah, there are times I'm not able to go, so I'll come here. Yeah. So we are just having a conversation about my observation today. Okay. So I think there's a disconnect between the production and the projection team. I'm thinking it should be a seamless integration. When you have it to be more complex, you have a lot of issues. So I've realized that you are sending the video feed from the down to the top, right, for it to be projected. And you are using a transmitter. And we all know that transmitter, there is a little latency delay. So my advice is that let's find a way. You are even using about 2 mixers. Let's find a way how to integrate the 2 at once. Most of the places, what we do is that everything runs through the same mixer and output is straight to the screen. Do you get it? And fortunately, you have about 4 screens. Let's say the middle one and the 2 at the side. So you can decide that the 2 at the side is having the lyrics. Maybe the one at the top, where you have the church banner, you probably have the video, or you can use the 2 sides as the video, and then you put the lyrics on it. At our place, the person doing the projection is just one, and he's so fast, so he is able to bring the song lyrics on the video. When they are singing, he brings it. But there are times that because of the Bible quotation, when the Bible verse, you want the Bible verse to come very big on the screen so that people can actually read that one. He is able to quickly change, because if you are using the paid version of Easy Worship, you can easily change the theme and then switch. So when it is preaching time, we know that we are switching back to Yeah, the full screen, so that everybody can read it. And there are times, and I see that you have also go stream. So there are times the pastor is preaching, we bring the pastor or the elder to one side and bring the Bible verse to one side. So it's a slim one, which we call super source. So you can also introduce that. So you have the visualization at the down, and then you can have the video at the top, okay? Or you have it at the side. One nice thing is that people want to see themselves on the screen, right? Church members, they always want to see themselves on the screen. And when you are showing people on the screen, you realize that people are looking up than even looking on the stage. They'll be looking at the screen more time because they want to see themselves. I've seen somebody coming today to say that they didn't put the camera on him too. During the Bible, he was arguing they didn't put. So we can look at it that way. The middle one, if you are not able to configure it, I think OBS can actually give you at the actual size of the screen instead of it shrinking.
Yeah, but we can't get it in the text. You said OBS?
Yes, OBS you can give it your own size.
Yeah.
Other than the vMix.
We are using vMix for the split now. There's a reason why we are using. I've forgotten the reason, but there's a reason why we are using it for the.
Big screen is having only one processor. It's not divided.
It's having only one.
It's having only, okay. So there is this guy at Graceland. He can help you to configure it because you can use resume to bring all these together, so you know what to go where.
We need any other.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you need hardware. If you need hardware, it's just you can get a capture card into. For example, the vMix you are using. If you put a capture card into it, you can actually pick the video feed and send it there. Yeah. But just that there is a delay, and that's the only thing.
That, but then, like you said, the delay.
Okay, so that's fine. So you can look at it later. So I talk about the delay on the screen, which I normally don't like. One other thing about production is that HDMI cables tends to be spoiling almost every time. Okay, so if you have a budget in the future and you are going to buy, let's say you want to buy Azasoo stream, buy the one that have the SDI, so that you can probably convert at the point of the camera, so that your SDI cables can last longer than the HDMI. The HDMI cable, you can look at the fiber one. You can look at the fiber one. That will also last longer than the ones you are using. I've used them like, because it's the business I do. Within 1 month, then they will spoil. Now, one thing is that when you are moving your items from the down to the top and packing it, your things will be spoiling every time, especially your HDMI cables and your switches. So it's better if you want to be at the top, there should be a room that you are permanently there and then it's sealed, so that when you close, you don't have to pick anything. You see, once you are moving and removing cables.
We're talking about the projection or the.
So now he's talking about fusing.
Yes, I'm talking about the projection and then the video guys. That they're supposed to be at one place, so that they don't run so many. Yes, they can.
As at now.
Wow.
Because of the cabling damage.
Okay, so if you are at the top, only one cable is going to be going down, and then two cables. One is the one from the main camera, right? And then one the sound. Two cables.
Why can't we put the video feed? What is the reason? You're talking about cable. What kind of cable? What can we do?
So for me, I prefer the video guys are down so that they have more value of what's going.
Okay.
Especially because most of them you don't really have.
So that is your preference.
Yes.
But it's not an impossibility.
But yeah, it's not like impossible. But to run it adequately, you might have to run like the SDI you're talking about. That can go on a longer distance. So if we have two SDIs going down, there's someone there we can.
The idea is that communication, when you have the projection and the switcher at the same place, you can just pass everything through the same to go on the screen. But in terms of what is going live, if you probably have a pro presenter, you can send what is going on the screen, what is on the other screen. It makes it very simple. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. It makes it simple. By the time you use wireless transmitter and send the video feed to the top, there is a delay. Let's remember, there is a delay. When you connect it to the laptop, there is also going to be a little delay. So on the screen, you see that when they are preaching, the person's voice will not happen in real time. Because we can decide that, the other cameras are using wireless transmitter, there's going to be delay, but the main camera should be real time. Because sometimes for me, it's annoying for me when I'm seeing the screen and then... so at least the main camera should be fast.
So let's agree on something here. You are the experts, okay? Is it possible we take the video people up and then the cameras come down? Is it possible? It's possible. Okay, so then let's work on that. We don't want cables to be running on the floor. Those ones they help. We have to hide the cables. If you buy a longer one, now why to go through the ceiling and come to the back end, we are fine. If it's at the back and it's hanging by the wall and we trunk it, I'm fine. You understand? Because we have a church where
So in that case, because of the 7, you can actually use the NDI. So instead of the way you are connecting cables and using other hardware, with the same on the same network, you can send feed through NDI to each other. Okay, I think the mixer you are using is having NDI capability. So if you pay for it, you can use that as a 5th port instead of using one additional port. That should work. Yeah. So I think that's my observation for today. So yeah, I think there is more room for improvement. Your cameras too. There is one you are using, that small one. You see that there's a lot of noise in it. So you see that there's a difference between the cameras I brought today and what you are using. So if you can get a good one camera as the main and another one for the cutaway, you see when they pick the people, you see how sharp it was on the screen. People want to see themselves on the screen when they are well dressed.
Not when it is not sharp.
Okay. Yeah. That they
use your cameras.
Yeah, so we incorporated 3 cameras. The idea is for them to see. So normally what we do is that the idea is for you to see that there's a difference when you use the quality one.
I gave a man a date when the sun was scorching. An old man. He sat in the air conditioning. And I dropped him. The moment he got down, he said, "What happened?"
So I think when we were outside, some of the members came to you and was like, today they've seen themselves. Yes. So we like nice thing actually. If people, your members don't give you a feedback, you will not know. When we were using 2 cameras, okay, then we realized that members were complaining that one side we bring them on the screen and they don't show on the screen. And the same church, somebody will tell you that I don't want to be on the screen. So you have to know how to. You can take a picture and somebody will tell you that why did you post my picture on social media? So those issues are also going to be there. I have not seen your pictures anyway, but I think I also recommend that you get a lens that zoom in more to give you and wider one. One thing is that you want to show your auditorium how nice it is when you go on social, especially TikTok. Okay, and I also noticed that you guys are not doing reels. Reels are the ones that goes far. You do it every Sunday. Okay, so I know the church will not buy you iPhone 16 because who will keep it? That's the issue we have. The church will not buy you iPhone 15 or 16 because who is going to keep it? You do reels. Okay. And you've watched my videos on how you can break it down to prepare it for the week. Okay. So you can do reels when people are coming to the church. You can sometimes let an elder or pastor welcome them. You take those videos. That's one video. Today the choir administration was very nice. Okay. Yes. So you can take that particular one and just post it. And on TikTok, it's going to go viral. If you go to my page, when we went to PCC, the council meeting, I just took my phone to do just the media guys. And when you go there, you see a lot of comments. People are asking, oh, where is this church? And you know, we have a lot of comments coming from Kenya and Nigeria. Now we have to be looking for pastors in Nigeria for them to go. Okay, it's just because of the setup they've seen and they wanted to be part of it. So that's the media is now digital evangelists. You have to take it that way. That's why it's very important. The church leadership have to pay attention to the media team now. Because if you are preaching to 100 people indoor, you are not actually preaching to 100. If you are doing live streaming, you are preaching to times 10 of the number. And that video is going to be there. Anybody can watch it anytime. So it's my prayer that the leadership is able to help us, support us, empower us. Where we have to do training, let's do training.
The leadership hasn't got a problem.
Okay.
The leadership needs to be convinced. Yes, when the leadership is convinced, these things are no issue. But when the leadership is not convinced, and we know that young guys of today are also interested in new gadgets. Somebody has seen a gadget, he brought it to the elder. I said, why? And what is it for?
He couldn't explain.
So when we are convinced, like you are saying now, they need to put them together so that we don't have the distortions and all that. You see, the moment you are convinced, I should be convinced, this man should be convinced, this man there should be convinced. Okay, there are other people who have the IT knowledge. They should all be convinced. Then when you are bringing proposals and figures attached to the proposals, it's not a problem. But when we are not convinced,
they should be able to explain why.
That's the issue.
Sometimes when we are buying the things, let's also be careful. What I do normally is that I also look at the items. I sometimes look at the item and tell you that, oh, you can get it at this place cheaper. This may be better than what you want to buy. Okay, so it's also very important when we are buying the things. Let's not also just go to one place. Let's try and see if this is the brand. Let's look at the brand. Some of the brands too, you buy them, you think they are good brands. You have issues. Sometimes when you do your budget, you do priority. So you prioritize the items. So we do it at our place. We have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And the church, when they see it that way, they give us the money for the phase 1. And then when we finish, and then we let them know that there is a phase 2. Then after some time, the money will come. My place, the structure works. The PTZ. Okay, my view on PTZ, I'm not a fan of PTZ just because I probably want only one PTZ to get the whole room, as being at the back and getting the whole room. One thing I say about PTZ is that I limit the creativity of the team moving and getting close shot and all of that. It works very well with the Catholic churches because everything is quite simple. But for us that people will dance and all of that, we want to be able to get certain angle. That's why I brought this gimbal. You see the movement it was doing? So you see that most of the Pentecost churches and the charismatic, they are using gimbal or they're using a Jeep to get movement and all of that. PTZ, more PTZ or 2-3 PTZ is going to make the whole service more static. I would prefer if you want PTZ, you get one correct one that is taking the whole room and can zoom in and zoom out. Yes. But if you are using only PTZ throughout, then you limit creativity, the team, angles, because we are going to look at angles, composition, and all of that.
Sorry, what about the lighting so far?
Yeah, you don't have a stage light. So as you have ordered it online, you can still do outside. So the lighting is going to, for example, the camera you are using that say it has a noise. If you were to have profile lights shooting onto the stage, it will be better. Yes. So I think lighting is one thing you have to consider. Almost all churches. Yeah, I forgot. I think I didn't say light.
It's not you.
Yeah, so you do. So let's take it. You do the truss. You have a lot of profile lights on the stage. The mistake Ghanaians do is that we like color light hitting people on stage. So you let the color be in the background. One thing I like about here, when I came in, the first thing is the flowers. When you go to a lot of the churches, they put the flowers at the front. But here the flower is at the background, and it's, the color is not those red. It's a neutral color, and the pot you put there to looks more. Is it Nordic? Those it looks so natural. So when I entered the auditorium, that's my first. That's my. So if you put LED light in it, it will make it nicer. I like the tone, the flower, the color. It's most neutral. It looks very nice. So if you put LED light to wash the wall, it's going to be nice. Today I learned something. We've been looking at churches in terms of the black background. I didn't know you can use footer panels for the background. And when I saw it today, I'm like, oh, they have given me an idea. People normally paint it, and then the paint reflects back. And then I realized that, footer panel can actually do the job. So it's an advice I'll be giving to people: go and buy footer panel instead of the paint and then the cloth they use. Thank you very much. I think those of you who have been seeing me online, I always go to the other churches, and then we talk, we have conversation. We can join and have a conversation anytime. I'm live Sunday 6 p.m. Thank you.
We also thank you very much on behalf of the whole congregation.
We are the voice behind the scenes, telling a story through powerful screens. From lens to light, we share His grace. In every shot, we find our place. Lights on, kingdom called, we stand to serve. We give our all, pixels and purpose, hearts aligned, spreading the gospel, frame by frame in time. Church media, we rise and shine, to lift His name through every line. Ooh. We craft with vision, we speak through art, creating moments that stir the heart. Every post and every stream carries the echo of heaven's dream. From churches near and far we come, different voices unite.